Stuff here, okay.
So the floor to Mats.
So, very good. Thank you, Lars. Are you still alive? I hope this has been a good day, a useful afternoon. We intended to give you a good deep dive, and I think we have done exactly that. And I will not be too long in my sort of summary. I see this very simple. Four different steps. We see growing demand. We see scale and cost efficiency in our operations. We see an attractive market mix, high growth countries, more mature markets, and of course, the introduction of Value Champion, where we're sort of moving slightly away from just being a discounter, but adding more stuff into it. And I hope that makes sense to everyone. So just take sort of a deeper dive in all these things, and I think, as Lars Torstensson would say, this is snömos in Swedish. In English, that will be snow slush. So I will not go through too much of it, but it's sort of growing the number of customers, voice and data volumes are growing, obviously, and increasing speed. That is what we see, and increasing spend. Scale and cost efficiency, always striving towards market leadership, and at least a number 2 position in each market that we're present in. That is important. Attractive market mix. Operations in Northern Europe, in the more stable, mature market, as well as the more high-growth markets. Really important for us. And of course, the Value Champion, low price, adding on the customer experience, adding on our challenger culture. So those are the 4 things, the 4 pillars that I would like you all to take with you back home. Just quickly then run through some of the investment highlights you can possibly say. Remember, we saw a growing demand, 69% or so, that we're actually going to spend more, or that we have spent more over the past 10 years, and I'm pretty sure that trend will continue. We spend more on telecom today than what we did yesterday. We're going to spend even more tomorrow. Efficiency for us, scale is important, as I said. Being a cost leader is important. Otherwise, the whole thing is going to collapse. We do need to continue to push down our cost. And as you see, we were successful in doing that last year, and we're going to continue to drive costs down. And an attractive footprint. Yes, again, the good mix between high growth markets such as Russia, Kazakhstan, and more mature markets such as Sweden and Norway. We're a fast mover. You can see the ambition we had in focusing more and more on mobility has paid off, not only on top line, but also on EBITDA and bottom line. And our return on capital employed, we are striving for that 24%. And of course, we hope that all this will give our shareholders the best total shareholder return within our peer group. So with those words, I hope you can feel that the diamond is now polished, it is squeaky clean, and it's also on a journey. Because I think that is equally important, that we are on a journey. Tele2 is on a journey. I think we have the perfect size. We are nimble enough to adapt to changes in the market environment, yet we are big enough and have enough clout to, once we decide on something, we can go full in. So I think we understand the voice to data transition, the volume to value, and the rest that we have discussed over today. So with those words.
Thank you very much, Mats. I would like to put you over in the Q&A corner and also invite up central team. Please. Så,
jag ställer mig i mitten, tror jag. Jag ställer mig i mitten.
Nej, stå tillsammans med dem.
Ja, men i mitten. Så.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you have a good chance here to ask a last set of questions to the central team at Tele2. So who would like to open up? Laurie, please.
Just a question on leverage. Given across the sector, we are seeing companies generally deleveraging, partly from pressure from credit rating agencies, and given there are a number of potential opportunities for you coming up, are you comfortable with your current leverage range? Or within that, you've typically sat within the middle, would you now choose to sit more towards the bottom end?
Thank you, Laurie. It's a good question around leverage and our view on leverage as a company. I think that is a perfect question for Lars Nilsson.
Yes, as you know, we have talked about this. We have had this leverage target now for a couple of years, and we have a range, as you said, between 125 and 175. And I think that's a perfect mix, actually, and a very good balance. And as you know, we are a prudent company, and I think you will see the company in this range also going forward. We had not sort of changed the view on that.
Then we take Barry, please.
Hi. Just a question on shareholder returns. The last chart that you had, where you had the yellow line for the industry, is obviously going to be coming down for 2012. In terms of benchmarking yourself, do you feel that you can now pay less back to shareholders because the rest of the industry is paying less back? Is that something that is in your consideration in terms of what everyone else is doing in terms of cutting dividends?
So the question is then around our view on dividend payments, and if that is changing with the rest of the industry, then we've changed our view.
So the benchmark has come down. So should we expect also your own internal benchmarks of how much you pay back to come down?
When it comes to dividend, I know the perfect person. That would be Lars Nilsson again.
As you know, we are an opportunistic company. We do it our way. So I don't think we sort of follow the trend. We have, as I said before, a leverage target, and we feel comfortable about that, and we think that's a sort of sustainable level. And then it's just for you in the audience to really see where we are, and then you can also have your view on the dividend or the room for dividend. The ordinary dividend is, as we know, at least 50% of the net profit. And then we are talking about also a progressively increased dividend. So we are sort of following what's happening with our company and really don't care about the rest of the business, of sort of the telecom industry.
Believe it or not, we have a question on the phone as well. So, operator, could we have the question?
We have a question from Mr. James Britton from Nomura. Please go ahead.
Thanks, guys. This question probably should have been logged first thing in the day, but I just wanted to ask you about the cloud a little bit, because I hadn't heard any mention. I haven't actually seen the presentations from here in Heathrow, but I just hadn't heard too much about the cloud. So I just wanted your thoughts on how quickly applications and information is moving into the cloud, and how Tele2 might be able to exploit that, or what consequences that has for your business model. Does consumer hardware costs come down? How will you be able to take advantage in the business segment? Thanks.
Thank you, James. As always. So the question is around the cloud, and we haven't talked that much about the cloud, but that could be, of course, an interesting area when it comes to how to have partnership around the value-added services. I think that could be an elaboration between Joachim, the CTIO, and also our commercial officer, Anders Olsson. But maybe Joachim starts.
Exactly, and I want to split the cloud in two parts. One is cloud technology to increase our own efficiency, and the other is cloud products we would maybe sell to our customers. And I start with the first one. First of all, I have to say cloud is a little bit a buzzword, and we by principle do not follow buzz. But we are looking into it and try to become more efficient. And indeed, cloud technology can help us to become more efficient, and we have already a number of examples where we have used cloud technology either to increase efficiency, to lower costs. For example, the latest HR system we have introduced is based on a fully cloud deployment for all countries, or in order to increase time to market, reduce time to market, so improve time to market to become simply faster. So for us, it's a tool which we use whenever it's appropriate, and we have already gained some experience with that. And for the product side, I think Anders is the better person to answer.
Yeah, when it comes to the product side, the cloud services, of course, offers an opportunity for us to bundle the access not only with the devices as in the past, but also with the cloud services. And an obvious area for that in the B2B segment, where we have a possibility then to take this bundle approach by securing also the customer relation that we spoke about in the beginning of the day.
Very good, thank you. And we take Ulrich.
I have three, hopefully very short questions. The first one is on on Russia. Have you ever been in talks with one of the competitors about potentially selling the asset to them? The second one is on Norway. There is an investigation going on at the moment. Do you think the issue with that you've raised with the ministry about co-location has been the trigger for that investigation? My third one is on Swedish fixed. Given that you decided to sort of disengage a bit from the market, if I understand this correctly, do you have any particular market shares sort of in mind there, or are you essentially just letting this business sort of trundle along a bit? I mean, where is this going, this with the new strategy on fiber? Thank you.
Thanks, Ulrich. First question then about the rumors that has been discussed in public media around our asset in Russia. I would like to invite Mats to take that one. Then we have Norway and the dawn raid towards Telenor, if that has something to do with our complaints around co-location. I would like to invite Thomas on that one. And also, Thomas, if you could follow up then following Mats, when it comes to Swedish and fixed, what kind of ambitions do we have on open network? But please, we will start with...
Should I start with the Russian question there? I've been the CEO now for 2.5 years, and I think literally from day one, I got a similar question. And we have adopted a very simple process to just do no comment on all these speculations and all these rumors. It is just literally impossible if you start speculating. This is no comments on it.
On the Norwegian, regarding the dawn raid, no, the question was whether how we have...
if the complaints that we have
exactly.
had, yeah.
No, I think it's just a matter of development in the country, actually, how the competition authorities see. And you saw the sort of the balance of the frequencies. I mean, Telenor is a big player. And of course, maybe they have used some of that being too big sometimes, and that's what they want to investigate, I think.
Yep. And what kind of ambitions do you have when it comes to open fiber networks?
We as a player, we aim for about 20. That's where we want to go on the open access network. We are a big player and we want to go that way.
I hope that answers your question, Ulrich. If Joachim, would you like to add something? No? No. Very good. Sorry, I thought I didn't want to disturb there. Any more questions from the floor? It's a great opportunity. Andy?
Hi, we haven't really spoken about it today, but I just wondered if you could give us an update on the German and Austrian businesses and whether you would potentially be interested in sort of increasing your mobile output in Austria if they do force some sort of MVNO access as part of the 3 and Orange deal. Thank you, Andy. So it's a question around Germany and how we can develop that property, and then also same around Austria, and continue to build on Austria then if the competition authorities possibly forcing 3 to open up for MVNO agreements. Would that be of interest for us?
Yeah, so if we start with Germany, I mean, we are, as you know, only present in the residential area, and business is declining as we have forecasted, even though we are continuously surprised over the longevity of the business. We are, and we have launched a mobility play similar to what we have here in Sweden, where we're backhauling fixed line calls over the GSM network, and we'll continue to build that out. I do not foresee a major strategic change in our German business. In the Austrian business, we're doing very well on the business-to-business side. We just completed the acquisition of Silver Server and integrated that into the company as well. So business-to-business is doing fine. We're adding several big brand names into our portfolio. Residentials, we're still struggling on the residential side. And if you look at the Austrian mobile market, it is a very tough market to be in. So currently we're not sort of contemplating on becoming a fully fledged MNO in the Austrian market. I wouldn't rule it out forever, but right now we're not.
Thank you. Any more questions from the floor? Last chance. This is it. Anything from the telephone conference? Okay, thank you very much. Let's give it up for the presenters.